Hello everybody, welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we were making our way into the town and we were following something, but you may be thinking, wait a minute, this isn't where we left off. Why we're back here? Well, I have to time travel because there was actually an item I missed. That is a New Game Plus item, and I didn't think it showed up this early. I knew where to look for it. Or at least I knew what to look for it in. It's just I didn't think it showed up this early. I thought it was a little further on when you actually get to explore the main body of the town. Anyway, if we double back all the way here through the fog, it is a bit of a run. It's actually a lot longer than I thought it would take to get back here. But anyway, if you come here, you're going to see this car here. Now, I did not know this car was here because I don't think this car exists during your... Oh, no, wait. I did know it was here. I smashed the windows. But you can see something in that window there on the other seat. Because of its small size, I didn't see it. And here, you will find the key item, the Key of Sorrow. This is needed for one of the new endings that were added in the remake. You need this to unlock an item that will unlock another ending. So, it is in this car. It's on this hand side of the window. But yeah, I didn't think to check the other hand side of the window because I couldn't see anything in the car, and the key was so small, it was hard to see. So let's warp back to where we were. I did play a little bit afterwards in my own time just to catch back up to where we are with the key in our inventory. If you're wondering if you're doing a New Game Plus run and you're wondering if where the key is, if you check for it and it's not appearing for you there, in order for the Key of Sorrow to appear in that car, you have to have done a playthrough where you've gotten the in-water ending. The in-water ending is a requirement for that key to show up in New Game Plus runs. Which, if you played this back in the day when this was freshly new because of the change of the point system, you would have most likely gotten the in-water ending by accident. But anyway, now that we're back in here with just the show, the key in hand, let's just take a quick look at our wife. And also her letter. So yeah, that should give me a point towards leave and water, because I think I've checked them enough times. So anyway, let's see what waits for us beyond this door. Seems very decrepit. Is there anything of interest in here? Ah, health drink. Nutrition nutrient supplement. It is a health drink. Caution for adults only. Do not exceed. I think it says exceed the recommended dose. Keep out of reach of children. So we can press triangle when we want to heal. That would be good if we get damaged. There are two types of healing items. There is the health drink, and then there's another healing item that we can find, which is pretty much a guaranteed full heal. It can really save you when you're on the verge of death. Let's double check. There wasn't anything else in here. Nope, doesn't look like it. And there we have a clock up there, which I'm actually curious if the clock shows real time. This door is locked. Ooh, also, another thing about your map. Any red squares that are on your map, that shows where your save points are. So if you need to save your game and you don't remember exactly where your save points are, just look at your map. Any red square James has drawn is where a save point is at. And here we can hear what sounds like static. Here is a key item that is pretty important to the series.
Stay back.
Alright, time to fight. Can I switch my melee weapon? Equip the chainsaw, please. Ow. It's good as dead. So you may hear briefly what sounds like radio static, especially coming from my controller. A cool thing about this game is that the radio static comes from your controller. The radio serves a massive purpose in all those Silent Hill games.
I saw the fog. Whatever it is, it's not human.
Ooh, cool animation there. When you kill an enemy, James will do that pose if you stand next to the body long enough with the chainsaw. But this enemy is known as a lying figure. They kind of look like somebody that's either stuffed in a body bag or straitjacket. They're pretty easy enemies to avoid. It says I didn't dodge the acid spit in time when I was switching back to the chainsaw. Because, yeah, you would normally start with the board or board with the iron nail, and it's the weakest melee weapon you start with. You can sort of tell your condition of your health here on the screen with a very blurred out image of something happening in the background. If you could, but though you can sort of tell what's going on in the image. If you played this game before, you will know exactly what that image in the background is showing. But here's the radio. You can choose to turn this off if you want. There is an achievement in the game to play through the entire game without the radio on. Which does make the game artificially harder because the static warns you when there's monsters nearby. Which is very helpful because you can generally get the drop on the enemies before they get the drop on you. Because the radio will actually detect the enemy from a pretty far distance away, so you'll know whenever danger is approaching. There's a few enemies that are the exception of this rule that sort of dance around this, but otherwise you want to play with the radio on because the radio warns you if there is enemies present. So that way you don't just blindly walk into danger, especially in areas where visibility is not very great and an enemy can jump you if you don't see it in time. Don't see anything else in here. In here we get our second healing item, the syringe. The syringe is a very powerful healing item. You jab yourself with this, it is an instant full heal. As you can probably imagine, the syringes are a lot rarer to find, so treasure those greatly and only use them in extreme dire situations if you're about to die, because they are a guaranteed full heal. Unlike the health drink, where I think the health drink only heals you by a certain amount, and also the amount it heals you by is dependent on difficulty. We got a call from what sounds like Mary. Let's go find his wife. Now, I believe there's a glimpse to the past just around here, if I remember correctly. There's, I think, 1 or 2 of them. Also, another thing about the radio that they added, which is really great if you're deaf, which I don't know why on earth you would be watching this if you're hard of hearing or can't hear whatsoever. If you notice the top left of the screen, you can see what seems like a squiggly line. They added that for those that are deaf, so that way, if you cannot hear the radio static for whatever reason, in case like your controller's busted or you're just absolutely deaf, you have a visual tell that lets you know when an enemy is close. So I'm glad they thought of that and added that in there, just in case you can't hear the static for whatever reason. Anyway, check this spot. Here is a glimmer into the past. I believe in the original Silent Hill 2, there would be a dead body here with a key item. Yeah, I think you either had a key item or a note of significance. I do know most of the glimmers in the past and what they represent. I just don't know all of them. Anyway, yeah, now you want to pretty oftenly smash every car window you see and check inside them, because they can be hiding items like health drinks. Here. As a matter of fact, I think there's a trophy for breaking a certain amount of windows from cars. Let's go down this neighborhood. Looks to be like a residential apartment kind of area.
What is that?
Ooh, we got a dead body here. Bar Nelly. Close before striking. Oh, close cover before striking. So we gotta find Nelly's bar. So we got a hint on what we need to do. And I do love that detail. Whenever James finds anything of interest, you will actually see him pull out the map and scribble on it. So he's marked down Nelly's bar, which is a location we need to go to. If you're reading this, leave. This place is not what it seems. Sometimes you'll just have to look behind. Run away. Written a whole shit ton of times. Yes, look behind. Sadly, nothing shows up if you actually do that, but... yeah, that note says something that, this town is not what it seems. And we just saw a lying figure running away. That's where they get their name. You can occasionally find them lying on the ground, and they're actually more annoying if they're on the ground because they move surprisingly fast. Yeah, I'll go into more detail about why the note says that this town is not what it seems. So we've got a save point here. It's a good time to end off. Let's check this truck. Alright. So with that, we will end this episode here, and in the next episode, we will continue going through Silent Hill. We're gonna be wandering the town for a while, so sit tight. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do like the videos, it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode, and share the video so that way more people can discover my content, help the channel grow. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.